is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hey, it's Tuesday, May 18th. Happy birthday, Alonzo. Take the day off, everybody.
Okay. Here we go. Right?
We both.
Okay, you go. I'm not very good at it. It always looks it still looks
a little
stiff.
Yeah, you got to get a little wiggly up here.
You got to get wiggly.
You got to get wiggly. Come on. And that hurts my obliques. Maybe
Did
I should
someone
work
say
out.
Wrigley?
Wrigley spearmint gum?
Just Rig.
Rig? I'll come out when I'm good and ready.
Okay, buddy.
You just keep it trap shut, trap and keeper.
Tough night last night, huh, pal?
Wasn't the best.
All right, I'm sorry.
Tried to go double Dutch. Didn't work out.
Who was it?
Clary.
Yeah.
Clary. You know Clary.
Yeah.
Short for Clarice. We call her Clary.
Of course we do. She's a great clarinet player.
If you say so. I mean,
She is.
Really?
I've heard her play.
wow.
You know all those clarinet solos?
You know.
Let me ask you this. If someone played a clarinet, would you be able to tell if it was good or not?
No, God, no. Absolutely not. Like anything north of recorder, I don't know if it's good or not. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's not true. Like drums and guitar, I could tell you if it was. Of course. I couldn't tell you if a guitar solo was difficult or not. I'm always confused by that because I can tell you when I think they sound good, but sometimes what I think is difficult just isn't difficult for actual guitarists. Like when they're up here high on the neck and they're just kind of doing this, it's probably pretty easy, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Where if you're skipping more chords and
if you're hopping around a lot, that's difficult.
Yeah.
But like the
like very
those,
easy.
super easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks hard
Yeah.
because usually they're wailing like kind of like
Guys, what we're trying to say is Slash is not a great guitar player.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say.
What is more what's harder? Like, that's not the way to phrase the question. Is John Mayer's guitar playing good? Like, is he a really good guitar player, or does he just look like he's a really good guitar player based upon facial
He's a really good guitar player.
Okay. I mean, he started a jazz trio. I felt like he had to be decent.
Yeah,
but
and he's in a jam band.
But he looks like he's playing for the Philharmonic all that. Like he looks like he's like just all kinds of in the zone. He's in the pocket, as they would say.
AutoZone. It is not National Limerick Day, but we're celebrating it.
Mm-hmm.
We missed it last week because we were on vacation. Today was like Museum Day or something.
Never-
We made an Audible.
Omaha, Limerick, Omaha.
Get a free audiobook today by using the code Take the Day Off.
That's right. See what happens. Go for it.
I don't know. I'm sure
Maybe.
there's lots of good books out there. It's National Limerick Day. What is a limerick?
It's a poem that rhymes, and it has a thing at the end.
It's 5 lines.
I'm pretty sure it's
with
like
lines 1 to 5 rhyming and lines 3, 4
that's right.
rhyming.
It's like an A, B, B, A, I think.
Yes, that's right.
A, B, B, A is what
That's
we're going
exactly right.
for. Yes.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Which is just fun. And
I once talked with my good friend Bran. We decided Take the Day Off should stand. We looked all around. There was no town. But we said, why not fan?
So like a famous one is like the Ms. Crumpet one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Famous limerick.
Mm-hmm.
So Limerick Day was actually May 12th. We're celebrating it today. So just to just extend some grace here. Because a lot of people wrote a lot of great limericks and we want to get to them. I was reading a book of limericks written by John L. Limerick Dawson. Dawson's his last name.
So one of his middle names is L.
Yes.
Period.
You don't talk about that one.
And the other one is Limerick.
Yes. It's Limerick it's Limerick hyphen Dawson.
You said Dawson was his last name. You specifically said
I did. Limerick is a part of that too, though.
Okay. And L is just got a period, but we don't talk about it. Even though they says L.
Yes.
Why not just say John Limerick Dawson?
Well, we talk about it, but we don't talk about
What's the name?
It's hard to spell. It's hard to say.
Oh boy.
He wrote just a phenomenal book of limericks.
Did he?
And in one of the limericks, it doesn't follow the traditional BBA.
Baba.
He says this: I love when I get to say all of the things that make me say, Dan knows about National Limerick Day. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay. Hey, 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 hey.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. So I found that to be fascinating.
Fascinating.
Do you?
I do, and it actually goes back to Limerick. John Rickey wanted to be known as Limerick. Now, what do I mean by that? Is John wanted to be a tree.
Right on, man.
From the time he was born, he believed the highest ascension that you could reach in life was to become.
It's like a religion?
He founded a cult. He did found a cult. And he wanted to be a tree. And so he would go and try to stand in places for like long periods of time, like with his arms outstretched. He would have people water him from time to time. And then he started the branches was the name of the cult, obviously. And in the branches, it all culminated on like June 18th. No, yeah, it was June 18th, 1968, which they had him, they cemented his legs into the ground, and he believed that if they put the living soil all around it, that he would slowly become a tree. It didn't work, and when he tired to the point to where he could no longer stand, most members of the branches started to realize that maybe Limerick was crazy. So the branches fell apart. John Rickey never became a tree, but they did establish Limerick Day, which since they've changed to Limerick Day.
What day?
June 18th is when it all fell apart. But it started...
Yes.
He founded the branches on May 12th, 1966. That's why they did Limerick Day.
Can I ask you just a quick question before I... When you say they watered him,
yeah,
did they like pour water in his mouth? Because when you water a tree, it's drinking up the water. Or did they just pour it on top of him like he won the game?
You had to, through the stages of the branches, you had to ascend to being able to use the sprinkler pot on his head. So like there was watering the roots, which is where everybody started, and you would wash his feet. Pretty much, you would water his feet, and then as you ascended up the ladder, up the branch ladder, where there was definitely some money involved, no doubt about it. You would get to water like his thighs and his kneecaps, and then you moved up the torso, and then giving him water.
Edward Lear was a poet born on May 12, 1812 in England. He became known for his nonsense collection of limericks, poems, stories, recipes, and artwork. And while limericks have been around since the 18th century, it was Lear that popularized them with his Book of Nonsense that was published in 1846. We already talked about what limericks are, traditionally doing the 1, 2, 5, and then the 3, 4 rhyming. But Lear didn't always follow that rule. He wrote over 200 limericks. They didn't all follow that rhythmic pattern, and sometimes they only had 3 or 4 lines to make space for his illustrations. And that does beg the question, what is it? Like, if a limerick doesn't have to, like...
It's like all of these poems have rules, and they all break the rules.
This is why people like math.
Like, unless you're Shakespeare and doing, like, sonnets in iambic pentameter, every other rule is... And I'm pretty sure Shakespeare broke those rules. This is why people like math. It's empirical. 2 + 2 always equals 4. People love that. Some people hate it, obviously, but...
I hate it.
It's weird.
I'm all about breaking the rules.
Yeah, I am too, but I also like math. Because it's helpful in life.
So are limericks. The holiday's been around since the 1980s. We don't know who actually started it, but it is to celebrate Edward Lear and not Limerick. But it is possible that at some point those two things met, and here we are today. Yeah. We want to celebrate by writing our own limericks today, and so many of you did that. And so we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll read those limericks here on Take the Day Off.
So eventually they would sprinkle it on his head, and that was distilled water that was for the highest ascension. But did he ever drink it?
Did he ever drink it?
Second up from the top.
So the top of the head is more
a bigger deal, because that's you're watering right where the growth is. That's the fruit of the tree. Roots of the tree, fruit of the tree.
That was his shower, I'm guessing. He didn't take showers.
Well, yeah, he was watered.
Right.
You get it. Limerick, baby.
Limerick.
You know the kind.
Ricky Limbs.
Ricky Limbs.
Boy, we got some great limericks here today, Dano. And we just didn't want to lose them.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to read those.
I'll kick it off. Sarah Brinkman, you normally ask for haiku. Limericks are a little harder to do, but I'll try my hand. It's a little bit bland. Still, it's one I'll submit to the queue.
Oh, that was good.
Nicely done.
Very good. How about Princess Amy Matthews? Once there were three friends from that Greenville. They started a podcast, and it became a big deal. They watched a bunch of flicks just for giggles and kicks. They never failed to give the Deckers all the feels.
Greenville
Deal feels.
Greenville.
It's a stretch, Amy, but I love stretches.
This is Katie McCarthy. There once were two guys on a podcast whom loved to tell themed days on a broadcast. Sometimes they made sense where Dan was on the fence. I'm curious if Panda feels like an outcast.
Oh. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, people are clamoring to be a part of the Take the Day Off podcast. Believe you me, and we've told Panda no. That's what's happened here.
He came in once and then he left before Friday.
That's right. That should tell you all
no one
you
should
need to know.
forget.
That's right.
We tried.
Yep.
Here's Julie. There are these two guys with a pod who have so much fun at their job. So send in a few Palaha haikus. And then you should take the day off. I like that. Pod job off, few haiku. We got it. I love it.
Man, there's a lot of them about us, which is great. Steph says, there were three guys who started a podcast. They wanted to chat and have a blast. It centers on Hallmark movies, and surprisingly, they have groupies. Now, if only they could just talk with Lacey. Lacey doesn't rhyme with blast and podcast, but I would like to talk to Lacey. I think we all would.
We'll see what happens. This is from Brian. There once was a boy named Bran.
Oh, boy.
Who could tell a limerick from his hand. Good thing he's got Dan. I think he meant who couldn't tell a limerick from his hand. I think it either one. Good thing he's got Dan, his right-hand man. He'll never forget this poem type again.
Nicely done,
Those are all.
They all rhyme.
They all rhyme.
So you can do that.
You can. The rules don't matter here. That's exactly right.
It's like the points in Whose Line Is It Anyway?
That's exactly right.
Or for Slew of Nuts. Sorry. It's a dumb callback.
What's that about the rules? Steph says there were three guys who started a podcast. They wanted to chat and have a blast. It centers on Hallmark movies, and surprisingly, they have groupies. Now,
I just read that one. Literally just read that one. Were you even listening? Do you even care about me anymore?
Stacy says, take the day off with a friend.
Make fun of my limerick.
The laughter and fun will not end. Hear Brain and Dan join in their plan every morning until the weekend.
Ooh, that's a good one, Stacy.
Very good.
Yeah.
That should be the Take the Day Off theme song somehow. You want to read one more?
Yeah. There once was a sweet guy named Bran who had a pedantic, grumpy friend named Dan. Come on, Tracy. Pedantic. He added a panda to the mix, and for a hilarious podcast fix, I couldn't be a bigger DTH fan. That's nicely done. It's nicely done. I don't know what to tell you.
I love
this.
Done. I love you.
You okay? Okay.
Out there. We're gonna be back tomorrow with another exciting day, and we want to know this: what is the best way to spend a sunny day?
Sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. Find my way to where the air is clear.
Can you tell me how to get all the way to Sesame Street?
All the way, really?
I thought so.
Tell me how to get. I think he just says how to get again. How to get to Sesame Street.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Alonzo.
I think either way works.
Yeah, either way.
And just like limericks don't have rules, either does Sesame.
All the way to Sesame Street. It's a long way from here.
All the way.
Please get me there.
Can you get me all the way over there? We'll see you then. Until then, we'll leave you with a limerick.
Once was a guy named Bran who hated Jerry with all of his glands. Jerry said, "Watch out. Don't you pout. I'm going to come back and kill you, fan." Oh, that's a murder threat. Look out, coming in hot. It's a joke.
On record.